What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I've been doing a lot of traveling, collaborating with other artists, and just working on various projects in general. So I haven't had a lot of time to edit video or post consistently. So I figured I would do a Q&A video where I just let you guys fire off a bunch of questions and I will answer them as best as I can. And while I'm answering those questions, you guys can check out the painting process for this beautiful slashed gur painting. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so first question, what does PD Sean mean? So really great question. I actually get that a lot, especially when I'm at shows. My name is Patrick Sean, and Sean's my middle name, but the P and D actually stands for Paint and Design by Sean because I prefer my middle name whenever I'm at shows or publicly. I also built my own studio by myself, which is where my company name comes from, PD Sean Studios. What is your favorite part of being an artist? That is another great question, but this one's a lot easier. So I of course love painting, creating, drawing new characters, making all of these amazing scenes. I'm super nerdy, so I really love doing fan art. But what really makes me really happy as an artist is meeting other people, meeting other artists, meeting people that enjoy my artwork. So that is my favorite part of being an artist, being able to network with all of these amazing people and being able to be inspired by all these amazing artists that I meet. All right, so next question. How would you describe art? Oh, that is a really good question. It's a really tough question. I would describe art as everything, whether it's architecture, fashion, writing, cartoons. I believe everything is within the artist's scope. I believe it's an artist's job to interpret the world around them, put their creative spin on it, and then allow everyone to receive and interpret that artwork. I enjoy painting, whether it's landscapes, fan art, my own characters. I enjoy painting canvases, wood panels, pretty much anything on everything. And the reason I do that is because I think everything is art, so I want to interpret everything. I think that's why I love doing so much fan art and original characters and all the stuff that I love to do. So yeah, I think art is all around us. All right, so moving on. What is it like to be a Southern artist? To be honest, I would say it's kind of tough in my specific area. I mean, the South does have some really great artists, and they've got some really great communities. You got Birmingham, Huntsville, Atlanta, Nashville, Knoxville, New Orleans, you know, just so many great places. But in my specific area in Montgomery, it's a little bit tougher. Most of the galleries around here, they're mainly looking for landscapes and colonial houses, and if you're not painting those, they don't really consider you an artist, which is why I travel so much. But it is getting better in this area. A lot of really great artists in Montgomery are starting to be received well. So hopefully in the future it won't be like that. And I would love to move to one of those other areas because the artists in those areas are received so well. Such great communities, a lot of respect for arts in those communities. But my daughter's here, my family's here, so that's just not really an option for me. I want to be close to my daughter and my family. So I do a lot of traveling. All right, so moving on to yet another question. Have you thought of opening a shop or gallery? Only always. So I've always thought about opening my own shop. I would love to do that. I've thought of opening galleries. I've thought about opening comic book shops. I've thought about opening a lot of different venues, a lot of different combinations of venues, but the timing has not really worked out. The perfect scenario hasn't presented itself, and neither has the winning Powerball numbers. So for the time being, I'm just gonna keep grinding it out in my little studio. All right, so next, how do you price your artwork? That is another great question. So for me specifically, the way I price my artwork, I consider the amount of time that I work on a piece, how much material goes into it, and the quality of the artwork. I believe the quality of the art is a really important factor, and I think a lot of people don't think of that. But let's say I spend 80 hours working on a specific art piece and I put a lot of material into it. but it does not look very good to anyone. I'm never going to recoup my time, effort, or material from that painting. So quality is a really important factor for me. It's just like if I paint a fan art piece, like with the Gur painting, people who only like anime aren't going to receive it as well as people who are really into Invader Zim. Or if I paint a Superman piece, Batman fans aren't going to be as receptive of that piece. And those are just kind of vague examples. Another factor that I don't think people talk about a lot whenever they talk about pricing art is the artist's reputation. For instance, when I first started, I was selling art for a lot cheaper than I'm selling it now. I was mostly interested in just getting my artwork out there, seeing how many people were interested in the art itself. So I was practically giving it away. But then as my reputation grew and I got better as an artist, I was able to start charging more for my artwork. And now it's gotten to a point that I really like my own artwork. So I don't want to sell original paintings, but I will. So I'm able to go up a little bit more on my prices. And like a very, very well-known artist, if you ever look at their art pieces, they sell for a lot of money because their reputation is very high. So I think those are all contributing factors when it comes to pricing artwork. But if I'm talking about merch, like my art merch, that's very different. The way I determine that is I basically just look at how much it costs for me to get that merchandise and how popular it is. So at that point, I'm just kind of weighing supply and demand. All right, so moving on to the next question. Do you ever paint with other people? I have, and I really enjoy it. I love collaborating with other artists. I love painting with other people. In fact, it's something that I kind of want to incorporate into videos, try and get some other artists in here and paint with them. Try and get some non-artists into the studio. I haven't really figured it out, but maybe some artist versus artist type stuff. And I think that would be really fun. So that's kind of a future project I've been thinking about, and it may be coming soon. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Do you have or do you plan on having NFTs? As of right now, no, I don't. I have been talking with people about the possibility of making NFTs. I've been very curious about it since they came around, but at the moment I don't have NFTs, but possibly in the future. Okay, so last question. How many murals have you done? It's a great question to end on. If you're asking how many times I've gone out of town and painted a public wall, I've only done it a couple of times. But I do have a couple practice spots in my yard. I'm practicing at least once a week trying to do large scale paintings because ever since the first wall that I did, kind of hooked on it. I love doing it. It's super fun. And that's sort of a dream job for me right now, is to become a full-time muralist. So yeah, I've only done a couple as of now, but I'm trying to do as many as I can. I am almost done, so wrapping up this painting, I just need to make 3 slashes in the larger painting so that you can see through to the smaller one. Then I can line them both up and mount them together. Alright, so that's it for questions, but I do have a couple of updates about the studio. I just recently had a merch drop, which you can check out on my website, along with all of my artwork, including this beautiful slashed painting, and prints are now available. So all of that and more at pdshawn.com. Also, I'm currently working on my 2022 lineup, which is going to include Comic-Cons, in-person appearances, and a possible mural tour. So I'm currently working on that and should have it updated pretty soon. A huge and massive thank you to all of my patrons. As always, thank you guys so much. If you want to help support the channel and get some really cool stuff while you do, go to patreon.com/pdshawn. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any more or thought of some while watching the video, make sure to leave them in the comments and I will answer those as best as I can. And if I can't answer it, I will at least reply to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.